Thank you very much. Hello, Louisiana. Hello, Louisiana. Great state. You know, I happened to watch a football game last weekend. That wasn't a bad game. Wasn't a bad game. That wasn't too bad, was it, huh? But I'm thrilled to be back in the beautiful Bayou State with thousands of hardworking American citizens who believe in God, family, and country. But I'm down for a reason. This Saturday, the eyes of history are looking upon the great people of Louisiana. Saturday, remember Saturday. You gotta vote on Saturday. It's a close one, and you're gonna have a great Republican governor. You know that. You're going to have a great Republican governor. He's going to bring down the car insurance and bring down your taxes. If you want to defend your values, your jobs, and your freedom, then you need to replace radical, liberal John Bel Edwards with a true Louisiana patriot, Eddie Rispone. Eddie Rispone, great guy, loves your stuff. In 2 days, I really need you, but you really need you, to send a message to the corrupt Democrats in Washington. They are corrupt. They are crazy. They are crazy. That you're not going to let them destroy our country and rob your children of their future. You have to let them know it. So after you come back, because duck hunting is early, see? They almost got me on that one. They almost got me. Those people in New York almost got me on that one. But after you come back, you're going to leave real early. Then you're going to come back. You have to go and vote and then go to the game and have a lot of fun. But you got to vote on Saturday. Got to vote on Saturday. Really important. Under Republican leadership, our nation's economy is booming. Wages are rising. Confidence is soaring. Liberty is thriving, and America is stronger than ever before. We are supporting our police and rebuilding our military, including $1 billion to totally revamp the legendary B-52 bombers like those at Barksdale Air Force Base. Barksdale. We like Barksdale, right? Pretty good. Yeah, we've totally rebuilt our military. We're rebuilding everything. Our country is respected again. It's respected again. With the awesome strength of the American warrior, we are defeating radical Islamic terrorism. And the bloodthirsty savage known as al-Baghdadi is dead. And so important, our rebuilt military, we can say with total confidence, not that we ever want to do this, but our enemies don't stand a chance against the power of the United States military. Don't stand a chance. America is winning again like never before, and America is respected again, respected at the highest levels. Every country that comes to see me, they respect our country again. But while we are creating jobs and killing terrorists, the radical left, Democrats, is ripping our country apart. They're trying to overthrow American democracy and erase the votes of tens of millions of Americans. First, it was the Russia hoax. Then it was the Mueller witch hunt. You remember that one? So far, much more than 100%, because it goes before the election ever took place. We've been going through this from before the election took place. A bunch of bad people. And then one of the single greatest lies ever told by anybody in this government, and I think one of the great scandals right from the beginning, all of the things that they've been doing. And now, the absolutely crazed lunatics, the Democrats, radical left, and their media partners standing right back there. Are pushing the deranged impeachment witch hunt for doing nothing wrong. Doing nothing wrong. You know, we did nothing wrong, and they're doing nothing. It's true. They haven't done a thing. Since Nancy Pelosi is Speaker, they haven't done a thing. But once again, their lies will be exposed, just like the last times. Their schemes are already unraveling. You saw yesterday. How about when they asked these two never-Trumpers, what exactly do you think you impeach him for? And they stood there and went like, what? But they're unraveling, and their sinister plans will fail. They've already failed as far as I'm concerned. In fact, so as I'm getting out of that beautiful airplane, Air Force One, it is a beautiful plane. This just came out. Big story. New remarks from top Ukrainian official damages Democrats' impeachment narrative. Just came out. I only read it because they don't like to report stories like this. You know about that. Because we're fighting the Democrats, but much more difficult to fight is the fake news, I'm telling you. And they're a partnership. I call them a partnership made in hell. Here it is. Ukrainian foreign minister said on Thursday, listen to this, though, and they won't even want to report it, because it ends it. It ends it. It's all about that. Ukrainian foreign minister said on Thursday that the United States ambassador did not link financial military assistance to a request for Ukraine to open up an investigation into former vice president and current Democratic president. Can you believe? Like, we need help to beat Sleepy Joe Biden? I don't think so. You know, last election, by the way, I hate to say this, but now I have a lot of experience because experience is important. But talent is more important than experience, right? But I had no experience. Last election, we took down the Bush dynasty. It's okay. With no experience. Bush dynasty. Then we took down the Clinton dynasty. Then we took down the very crooked Obama group. So we took down Bush, Clinton, Obama, with no experience, but I had you, and we won. So think about that, and then think about me. Gee, let's get some help from Ukraine in order to beat Sleepy Joe Biden. I don't think so. So, just to finish this up. So there was nothing, no link, no nothing to presidential candidate Sleepy Joe Biden. I added the word sleepy. Because this is a serious deal here. and his son, Hunter Biden. Hunter, where's Hunter? What happened to Hunter? I think he made more money than anybody in history for somebody with absolutely no talent or experience. He's #1 in the world. Okay, the ambassador did not tell us, and certainly did not tell me, about a connection between the assistance and the investigation. Never said. In other words, nothing happened. I have never seen a direct relationship between the investigations and security assistance. So they have said now nothing happened. So they had transcribers. The call is perfect. And we released it, and that was the beginning of the end for them. They are a disgrace. Now, they're just dishonest people. And honestly, they hurt our country incredibly badly. Because I don't like releasing calls with other presidents and prime ministers. You don't like to do that. You don't want to do that, but you had to. Because he totally fabricated, he made up my conversation. He's a thief, he's a crook. And you know what? He's a corrupt politician, and frankly, he should be prosecuted. The only problem is he has immunity because he's a congressman, and he made the statement in the halls of Congress. He made the statement while in that great, beautiful building, so therefore he has immunity. So he can be crooked as hell. In the meantime, they gave the Republicans, who, by the way, have really stuck together. It's a beautiful thing to see. So we don't have rights to lawyers. We don't have rights to anything. We don't have rights to, it's the most incredible thing. But you know what? By them being so ridiculous, people see we've been taken away. Our due process has been taken away. But here's what we have. We have truth. We have the fact that everything is absolutely perfect. Perfect. And based on the poll numbers and other numbers, but based on the poll numbers, the people of this country aren't buying it. You see it, because we're going up and they're going down. Let's keep it going for a while. Let's keep it going for a while. I mean, I have one problem. And it's been very hard on my family. Who ever heard impeachment? To me is a dirty word. So we have a great group of Republicans, but I said, you know, fellas, I don't know. But they actually said, let's keep this sucker going for a while, Mr. President. I said, I don't know, something nice about ending it, but it's dirty stuff. But let me just say, with this from the Ukrainian, right here, from the Ukrainian president and the Ukrainian foreign minister, this is the whole ballgame. So in theory, they should end it tonight. But they won't. They'll find something. They'll find something. These are very dishonest people. Democrats are trying to overthrow the last election because they know they're not going to win the next election. That's all it is. And never forget, the Democrats... The Democrats in Washington are trying to stop me because I'm fighting for you. Fighting for you. They're attacking, and they don't. That's what he just said. They don't care about us. Who said that? Raise your hand. That's right. They don't. They don't care. And they don't care about African Americans. They talk. They work for the African American very hard 2 months before an election, and then people don't hear from them anymore. And remember when I said, what the hell do you have to lose? Remember that? They said that, they saw that, and you know what happened. We have the best employment numbers and the best unemployment numbers in the history of our country. Records. And they're attacking me, and they're attacking the Republican Party, really. It's an attack on the whole party, because I'm taking on the broken establishment and restoring government's loyalty to the people. If you want to see what corruption looks like, Just watch the video of Sleepy Joe and watch him as he brags about withholding $1 billion in aid money to Ukraine until Ukraine fires the prosecutors, gets rid of the prosecutor that's been going after his son and his son's company in Ukraine. His son got millions of dollars from a company. See how much he made before the father was vice president. So, no experience, no nothing, millions of dollars, paid approximately $168,000 a month, plus millions of dollars with no experience. Would anybody here take that job? I think so. I think so. I think I might take that job, okay? That's a good job. And then Hunter flew to China. You know, we're making a great deal with China, or we're taking in billions in tariffs. I can live either way. They want to make the deal much more than I do. But he flew to China with his father on Air Force Two, which is a slightly smaller version of Air Force One. And while the vice president was going soft on China, his son picks up $1.5 billion for his stupid fund that he never did before. Meaning he could make tens of millions of dollars a year. And I was with the top Wall Street people the other day. They love us because we're setting records every week virtually on this island. So, which, by the way, means companies coming in and jobs, jobs, jobs. That's what it's about. But I was with the top guys that I was talking to them, and these are guys that do this for a living. I said, can you go into China and pick up $1.5 billion in 10 minutes? They said, impossible. I said, well, supposing like you guys, can you do it? Can't do it. Can't do it. But a guy with no experience can do it, and the fake news doesn't even want to write about it. But it will become a major campaign issue. It will become a major campaign issue. Americans deserve, assuming he wins, which I hope he does. I mean, the only problem is we will have the lowest ratings in the history of debates because he's a very sleepy person. He's exhausted. Joe is exhausted. Tired guy. Americans deserve to know the truth, but the fake news media, they're covering it up like they've never covered it up before, ever in the history of our country. In fact, I saw a report today. We kill al-Baghdadi, the worst terrorist, head of ISIS, founder of ISIS, building a new ISIS. We were the ones that took 100% of the caliphate. When I took it over, ISIS was all over the place. We defeated 100% of the caliphate, right? When we took down al-Baghdadi 2 weeks ago, they said President Trump, out of the stories written, had 64% bad publicity. How do you get bad publicity? Not only that, we killed him. We didn't lose one of our 68 incredibly talented soldiers. And the fake news gave me bad publicity. We can't win. The other thing, one of the papers, the Washington Post, which is a terrible newspaper, started talking about al-Baghdadi as a great religious leader. Oh, give me up. If the other side would have killed him, he would have been the worst human being ever created. But he was a bad guy, and we got him, and that's the way we want it. And that's why we are more determined than ever to drain the swamp, and that's what we're doing, draining the swamp. Washington Democrats have declared war on your values and the values of a great, great place. It's called Louisiana. Have you ever heard of it? So in 2 days, you can show the far-left Democrats that you won't stand for their socialism and their corruption. You know, your 401ks are through the roof, right? You know that since the election. If you want to see him go down, start voting Democrat. You'll see him cut in half. You'll see him cut a lot further than that. On Saturday, you need to fire your far-left governor. Again, he talks. but he won't be there when it needs a vote, because when Pelosi and all of these characters from Washington call him up, Schumer, how about Chuck? Crying Chuck. I call him Crying Chuck because I saw him cry one time while making a speech. I said, isn't that sad? I've never seen him cry before. I call him Crying Chuck. Crying Chuck. Little ear stuff, you know, little. And you have a chance to elect a true Louisiana champion, Eddie Rispone, a real success, by the way. Gotta get out. You gotta get out. You know, in Mississippi 2 weeks ago, we had a tremendous success. We elected a governor. He won by much more than anticipated, really good guy. And everybody down the ticket elected by more than people thought. In Kentucky, we elected everybody. The governor got brought up in a few short days, 19 points. I went, we made a speech, the whole ticket was there. Everybody won big. Governor's a really good guy. But 19 points is a big thing, and he lost by just a few thousand votes. And the headlines the next day, Trump took a loss. I lift him up a lot. So Trump took a loss, so you got to give me a big win, please, okay? Okay? Now, he made a lot of hard decisions, and he didn't win, but we brought him up a lot. And the rest of Kentucky, I'll tell you what, they had record numbers. But Eddie Rispone, you have to understand, is pro-family, pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, and 100% pro-American. So I've known Eddie for a long time, but you know, you have to know a little background. He was a very, very successful guy, made a lot of money. He went against a phenomenally talented and a wonderful human being. We all know Ralph. I love Ralph, and I'm going to bring Ralph up here in a second. Eddie and Ralph, they want criminal aliens off our streets and dangerous offenders behind bars, and they want them behind bars. Eddie's going to cut your taxes. You pay very high taxes, in case you haven't noticed. Reduce your regulations and protect Louisiana energy, which is under siege. If any of these other people get in, you know what's going to happen? There won't be any energy. We'll be, I don't know what the hell we're going to be doing, right? They don't want any petroleum product. They don't want coal. They probably don't even want wind with the windmills, you know? Try liking a windmill when it's 50 feet away from your house and blowing and noisy and the birds are dropping all over the place. Not that great. Now, we want Rispone. By supporting Eddie, you will deliver a powerful rebuke to the socialists trying to sabotage our democracy and to erase your cherished way of life in Louisiana. And you really can. You can send a tremendous message back to Washington because Eddie's running against the failed far left man, John Bel Edwards. I mean, he's failed. He has let you down so badly, economic development. He's a tool of Nancy. He's a tool of Chuck. He's probably even a tool of that guy, Adam Shifty Schiff. I don't think Schiff plays very well down here. He's controlled by the same extremists who are pushing the impeachment witch hunt. And John Bel Edwards, if he gets ever involved in that, he's going to push it like hell. And honestly, I didn't have to be down here. All I do is make enemies, because if he wins, I got another enemy. What the hell difference does it make? I have so many. But then I have an enemy in Louisiana. I don't want that. And you need a Republican here. Everyone's Republican. You need a Republican, not a Democrat. It's one of the reasons he gets nothing done. He's a chosen candidate. Think of this, John Bel. He wants open borders. He wants radical, pro-abortion. policies, and he loves the fake news media. I hear they treat him great. They love him. You know why they love him? Because he does what they want, and what they want is exactly the opposite of what you want. We know that. A vote for John Bel Edwards is a vote for radical leftists who despise your values, hate your beliefs, and want to crush the workers of the state. You're doing lousy compared to others. Look, the whole country's doing great. We're having a great, great surge like we've never had in the history. Our country's the strongest it's ever been. But you're ranked number 50 on economic development. So you're doing fine, but you're not doing like you should be doing. And that's after I gave you a $10 billion, I was down 2 months ago, on the LNG plant on the Gulf, right? A $10 billion plant. And now they want to expand it. It's doing so well. Edwards broke his solemn vow to the people of Louisiana when he rammed through the largest tax hike. He pushed through the largest tax hike in the history of your state. He lied to you. He double-crossed you. And you can never trust him. He will not vote for us. It's called Make America Great Again. It's called Keep America Great. And just to finish up, and I want to hit him strong because what the hell, he hates me now. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he ever liked me, although he used to really be nice to me in person. He used to go out and say, I really like the president. Then he'd go inside and say, I don't like him at all. But just to finish up, he's in the pocket of the trial lawyers who have sent your car insurance rate to the highest level anywhere in the United States. It's crazy. He allowed illegal aliens to steal millions of health care dollars from hardworking Louisiana families. And John Bel Edwards supports illegal aliens, not American citizens. Pretty simple. And here's another one that I hate to say because we don't want to hurt your state. But on John Bel Edwards' watch, Louisiana has the highest murder rate in all of America. Do you know that? So on Saturday, your choice is clear. You got to send a message back. A vote for John Bel Edwards, your current governor, where your taxes are too high, your car insurance is a disaster, your unemployment compared to other states isn't great at all, you're 50th in economic development, and number 1 in murders. It's a vote for the Washington swamp. It's a vote for the Washington establishment. So on Saturday, get out. That's the last thing to do now. Get out and vote for Eddie Rispone, who's for jobs, safety, and freedom. So with that, man, that was a long harangue. But seriously, I want to put it in your head. It's very important. And you know what? Even if John Bel wanted to do good, he can't. He's got to go through all the Republicans. They can't stand this guy. So you got to vote for Eddie. Eddie, could I ask Eddie to come on up and say a few words? Eddie Rispone, get out and vote.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for being here. Louisiana, we are Trump country. We love President Trump, and he loves Louisiana. You might not know this, but this is the 4th time he's been to Louisiana to help us win back our state. He went to Alabama last weekend to help the LSU Tigers beat Bama. Now we have to fire our liberal tax and spend socialist-leaning Governor John Bel Edwards. John Bel Edwards has passed the highest tax in the history of Louisiana. He's attacked the oil and gas industry where we've lost thousands of jobs. He has released over 1,000 dangerous criminals. He supports New Orleans as a sanctuary city. And he and his greedy trial lawyer friends, they are causing us to have the second highest car insurance in America. We have to get rid of John Bel Edwards, and we need your help. But this is bigger than Louisiana. We have got to send a message to these liberals, socialists, Democrats in Washington that we support our president, and we're not going to put up with all the lies that they're calling out us on. Let's send a message to them. Thank you. And like the president just said, how do we send that message? Is that we elect me as your governor and say that we are going to fire John Bel and we're going to be back where we belong. We are a red state. We're going to work with the conservatives. We're going to work with this president to make Louisiana #1 in the South when it comes to jobs and opportunities. For our children and grandchildren, so they can stay here and call Louisiana home. That's what we're here for, folks. We want them to stay here. And what can you do? You can vote for me, send a message to Washington, turn our state around, but we're going to need your help. We need to get out the vote. We need to tell our friends and families and everyone we know to get out and vote Saturday so we can turn Louisiana around and then support our president in 2020. God bless you.
Great businessman. That's what you need. Thank you, Eddie. Great job. Thank you. So we're also thrilled to be joined tonight by many of your terrific Louisiana leaders. And I want to ask a few of these people to come up. I might as well ask them all to come out. Because they're warriors, all of them. A man who knows more about the medical world than just about anybody I know. It helps that he's also a doctor in addition to being a senator. And he's a great man and a great person, Senator Bill Cassidy. Come on up, Bill. And a man who's become a great friend of mine. He's so tough and he's so smart. You know who I'm talking about. And he's got the greatest name. A very special guy. Went to Oxford. He went to Oxford. You know what that means? That means good. That means you're very good. But he's an incredible guy, and he loves his state. John Kennedy, Senator John Kennedy. And I think what we'll do is we'll have some of our incredible warriors come up also, right? Because we have a man that you never heard of before. He's the toughest guy. He got hit hard. He got hit hard. And you know, when they had him out at second base less than a year after, He couldn't move too well. He didn't have big range. I tell the story. He was in the big stadium, and they were playing the Democrats, of all people. And the first pitch, a hard shot, was hit to the second baseman, and that ball was hit hard. And I said, oh, this is a disaster. And Steve got down, Steve Scalise, and he caught that ball, and he threw that ball to first base. Then he came off to a hero's welcome. Steve Scalise, come up, Steve. Great guy. I went to the hospital with the First Lady the night that he was hit, and he wasn't looking too good. The doctor said, not looking good, sir. And he wasn't. And I told him, one thing I learned that night, your wife loves you, because she was crying. You know, I've known many wives that weren't crying in those cases. But I said, Steve, your wife is in love with you, man. But you got better fast, and we love you. He's a brave guy. And another brave man, and a highly respected man, and a man who gave Eddie a hell of a fight. That was close. And they've developed a real relationship and a respect for each other. They were on the campaign trail, and it was a nasty campaign, but not really nasty enough, because Ralph respects Eddie a lot, and Eddie respects Ralph a lot. And I want to ask Ralph Abraham, please come up, Ralph, Congressman. And I want Garrett Graves, come on up here, Garrett, Clay Higgins, your great Congressman Mike Johnson. These are all incredible people. Mike Johnson, great man, great people. Your former Congressman John Fleming, your state's Attorney General Jeff Landry, State Treasurer John Schroeder, come on up. Come on, John, you got to say something. Go ahead. That's it.
And we can't forget our Secretary of State, who's also on the ballot, Kyle Ardoin.
Hello, Louisiana. Hello, Shreveport, Bossier. Thank you, thank you, thank you, President Trump, for visiting our state yet again. I stand before you tonight. I stand before you tonight as a proud deplorable. And unlike some of the folks in Washington, D.C., I'm talking about the cultured, cosmopolitan, goat's milk latte drinking, avocado toast eating insiders elite. As a deplorable, I believe that everybody counts, and I care about you. And so does the President of the United States of America. Go vote Saturday. unless, listen to me, unless you're happy with crappy, vote for Eddie Rispone for governor. Unless you're happy with crappy, vote for Kyle Ardoin for Secretary of State. Unless you're happy with crappy, vote for Robert Mills for the state Senate. God bless America, God bless our president, and God bless the state of Louisiana.
Now, you know, I'm a little confused tonight, and I want to make sure the record is straight. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. You know, the president's been speaking as if he might run against Joe Biden. So let me ask you, who do you think is more pro-military, Joe Biden or Donald? And who do you think is going to protect your Second Amendment rights, Joe Biden or Donald? And who do you think is going to protect your borders? Now, there is one question you would yell Biden to. That would be, who's going to vote for our incumbent governor? But if he was a resident of our state, who would vote for Eddie Rispone, Joe Biden or Donald? Now, we need not just you to vote for Eddie Rispone, but we also need you to get your neighbor and your neighbor's neighbor. This is going to be a close election. This could be decided by 1,000 votes in the entire state. You're going to make a difference if you vote, and if you get your friend to vote, and if you get your friend's friend to vote, and if you get your girlfriend to vote and your boyfriend to vote. And if you do that, and if Eddie Rispone gets elected, do you know who they're going to credit? They're going to credit Donald. And they're also going to credit you. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, John. I want to bring up a man who has shown a lot. He's incredible. So respected in Congress, so respected by me, and he's become a real friend. And they're all warriors. This guy, though, has been something very special. He ran a tough, tough campaign. I would say he had a little less money to spend than Eddie, but that's okay. And it was tight. And now he's 1,000% for Eddie. And Ralph, could you come up? Ralph Abraham, come up and say a few words.
Thank you so much. We all thank President Trump for making America great again. What I thank President Trump for was allowing me to ride with him on Air Force One to get away from that insanity of Pelosi and Schiff. And Mr. President, thank you so much for doing the United States-Mexican-Canada agreement. Thank you for taking care of our military. Thank you for taking care of our law enforcement. And Pelosi will not allow us to vote on that in the United States Congress. This great president has got our backs, but Pelosi won't let us vote on that. Now, Mr. President, in Louisiana, we know what horse manure looks like. And we know that this impeachment inquiry is a trunk full of it. And we know that Pelosi and Adam Schiff are up to their necks in it. And I've got a new theme song for Adam Schiff. It's Marvin Gaye's "We Heard It Through the Grapevine," because there is no direct conversation except between you and President Zelensky. And you said it, Mr. Trump, they can't beat you at the polls, so they're trying to overturn our vote in the last election. We're not going to let that happen. We also said, President, thank you, Mr. President, for pointing out that we are last in economy, we are last in jobs, we are last in murder, everything that we should be first in Louisiana, we're dead last. We are much better than that. And while the Democrats are trying to convince us that 3 makes a couple, I don't have any idea what a throuple is, but that's what they're telling us, that 3 makes 2. This great man is working for us every day of the week. So we appreciate you, Mr. President. And in Louisiana, we know that we have the most fertile farmland. We have oil and gas industry that will rival most countries. And we have our wonderful peoples whose ingenuity is second to none. We are not going to be fooled again, Mr. President. Go out and vote Saturday, vote for Eddie, and let's get this thing done. Thank you. Great job, as always.
They're great people. Thank you all very much. Now tell me something. It's a Thursday night because we didn't want to interrupt your high school football, right? We didn't want to interrupt other things that you were doing. I always like Friday night for these things, but I'll tell you what, this is some Thursday night. Would you rather be any place else than a Trump rally, right? A Trump rally on Thursday night now. But with the help of everyone here tonight, America is booming like never before. We've created 6.7 million new jobs. Unemployment recently reached the lowest rate in over 50 years. Think of that, half a century. African-American unemployment just reached its lowest rate ever recorded. History. Hispanic-American, Asian-American unemployment have also recently hit the lowest rates in the history of our country. African-American poverty has reached the lowest rate in the history of our country. Nearly 2.5 million people have risen out of poverty. The number of Americans quitting the job they hate to take a new job is higher than ever before. You can go out, get another job. You're not stuck in a job you don't want. And you get more money when you go out sometimes. That hasn't happened in many, many decades. After years of painful stagnation and decline, wages and incomes are rising at one of the fastest rates in history. Real wages for low-income workers have gone up nearly 9%. Average median income under President Bush, as an example, rose only $400 over an 8-year period. $400 over 8 years. Under President Obama, it rose only $975 over 8 years. And under your favorite president, it rose $5,000 in just 2.5 years. In addition, in our case, to the $5,000, we can add another $5,000 in savings from tax cuts, regulation cuts, and energy production and energy costs. So when you add it up, it went up $400 for President Bush, $975 under President Obama. Those are 8 years and 8 years. And just a little more than 2.5 years, it went up $10,000 under President Trump. That's pretty good. Those are tough numbers to beat. We're boldly adopting a policy of American energy independence, which is great for your state in particular. Texas happens to be pretty happy also. And you know what? North Dakota's not too unhappy. We got a lot of states that are very happy. America is now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere in the world. Meanwhile, the far-left Democrats in Washington want to abolish the production of oil and natural gas. How do you like that idea? How about this clown, Beto? He was against guns, religion, and oil. And he lives in Texas. That's not going to work. Somebody call him and explain that wasn't a good idea. Well, you know, the Democrats want to raise your taxes. My whole life, it was the politician that could lower taxes. We gave you the biggest tax decrease in the history of our country. And that was always like a good thing. They want to raise your taxes. And I'm trying to figure out, because I've been doing this for a lot shorter time than most of them, trying to figure out, how does that work? We're going to raise your taxes. Is that a good thing? I don't think so. I don't think so. No, your taxes are going down still further. Wait till you see. So far, we haven't found a form of energy that's acceptable to the left. We're going to have nothing. We're going to have no jobs, no energy, no nothing. Close down every business in the country. We're ending decades of ruinous trade policies that cost this state 1 in 4 manufacturing jobs, and the numbers are actually higher than that. Weak leaders and corrupt politicians sold you out. They let other countries plunder our factories and steal the crown jewels of your economy. Past administrations financed the rise of China. They had no idea what the hell they were doing. On the backs of the American middle class. But under this administration, the great betrayal is over. We are fighting for our workers, our families, our communities, and our great American dream. We're fighting for our American dream. We're replacing the NAFTA catastrophe, one of the worst trade deals in history, with the US-Mexico-Canada agreement. USMCA, if we could only get Pelosi to do something, she's not doing it. She sits around, it should have been approved months ago. That's a huge win. And by the way, all the Democrats want it. Everybody wants it, but she doesn't want to put it up for a vote. She's too busy doing other things. It's a huge win for Louisiana farmers and manufacturers. Pelosi and the Democrats need to stop their ridiculous witch hunts and pass the USMCA because we have a country to run, and they ought to get back to running it. Before my election, our leaders used the great American middle class as a piggy bank to fund their delusional global projects. We took care of nations all over the world, nations you never even heard of. They decimated American manufacturing to promote economic growth in foreign countries. They used our military to defend immensely wealthy nations, subsidizing their welfare states with your money. And they poured precious American blood and treasure into the Middle East while our cities fell into decay and disrepair. But I was elected to be president of the United States, not to be president of the world. After years of rebuilding other nations, we are finally rebuilding our nation. We are finally putting America first, and that's what's happening. Past leaders transformed faraway nations into chaotic war zones. Then they demanded that the Americans accept unlimited migration to protect our families and block migration from some of the world's most dangerous places. I implemented something that some people loved, some people didn't like. It's called, excuse me, a travel ban. And it was recently voted on very favorably in a thing called the United States Supreme Court. It was held totally constitutional. And we are now keeping terrorists, criminals, and violent extremists the hell out of our country. On no issue have Democrat politicians more totally betrayed you than on immigration. The radical Democrats' open border agenda invites deadly drugs, vicious gangs, and dangerous criminals to pour into your communities, your neighborhoods, your state. Right here in Louisiana, our brave ICE officers have arrested criminal aliens charged or wanted for murder, manslaughter, sexual battery, assault, fraud, forgery, malicious bodily injury, drug dealing, possession of stolen weapons, and child abuse. All across America, we're finding the criminal, illegal aliens and getting them out by the thousands, and that includes MS-13. We're getting them out by the thousands. And I want to thank our Border Patrol, I want to thank ICE, and I want to thank law enforcement. They're incredible. We've launched historic and unprecedented action to secure our southern border. We have just released brand new border numbers today, showing that we have successfully reduced illegal crossings by more than 70% since May. And I can proudly announce that we have ended catch and release, and we are building the wall faster than anyone thought possible. Thank you. It's being built. It's going up good. And it's a big deal. And I'll tell you what, we had to fight for every inch. We have the help of our military because it's national security. Let's face it. It turned out it's national security. Our message to those seeking to break our laws is very simple. Don't try it. You will fail. You will be sent back home. That's the way it works. And if you want a governor who supports that theory, if you want a governor who supports what we're doing on the border and supports the heroes of ICE and Border Patrol, you have only one choice, and that's to get out on Saturday and vote for Eddie Rispone. You have to. Democrats are becoming more and more extreme by the day. Their planned government takeover of health care would deny you the coverage you need and the doctor that you want. My administration will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions, and we will also protect your pre-existing physicians. How about that? Virtually every top Democrat also now supports late-term abortion, ripping babies straight from the mother's womb right up until the moment of birth. And that is why I've asked Congress to prohibit extreme late-term abortion, because Republicans believe that every child is a sacred gift from God. Democrats are now the party of high taxes, high crime, open borders, late-term abortion, socialism, and blatant corruption. They're corrupt. The Republican Party is the party of the American worker, the American family, and the American dream. We've appointed more than 160 federal judges. It'll be very soon 182, including Court of Appeals judges. and they will interpret the Constitution as written, including our two great Supreme Court justices, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. And we've invested over $2 trillion in our military. You're a big beneficiary of this state. With better ships, airplanes, bombers, tanks, ammunition, missiles, rockets, better than ever before, all built in the USA. I withdrew from the horrible one-sided Iran nuclear deal. I recognized Israel's true capital and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. And we have recognized Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. For years, you watched as your politicians apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America, and we are standing up for the people of Louisiana. The next step to victory begins on Saturday. Your vote on Saturday is your chance to show the radical left Washington Democrats that Louisiana rejects their extremism and their corruption. You will not allow your voice to be silenced. You will not allow your vote to be canceled. You will not allow your country to be demolished, which is what would happen if they get in. And you've already got a little head start because you have one lousy governor here, I'll tell you that. That's why you need to get your friends, get your family, get your neighbors, and get out to vote for Eddie. You have to do it Saturday. With your help, we will lift millions more of our citizens from welfare to work, dependence to independence, and poverty to prosperity. Together, we will elect a Republican Congress. We have to do that, please. Get rid of these maniacs. These are maniacs. To create a fair, safe, sane, and lawful system of immigration. We will enact trade deals that result in more products proudly stamped with that beautiful term, made in the USA. We will achieve new breakthroughs in science and medicine, finding new cures for childhood cancer, and ending the AIDS epidemic in America within 10 years. We've started that whole process. Who would have thought that could have happened? We will defend privacy, free speech, free assembly, religious liberty, and the right to keep and bear arms. Above all, we will never stop fighting for the sacred values that bind us together as one America. We love our country. We love our country. We love our country. We support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. We stand with the incredible heroes of law enforcement. We believe in the dignity of work and the sanctity of life. We believe that faith and family, not government and bureaucracy, are the true American way. We believe that children should be taught to love our country, honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And we live by the words, and there'll always be those words as long as I'm here, and hopefully for a long time, forever. The words of our national motto, "In God we trust." We stand on the shoulders of American patriots who crossed the oceans, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, revolutionized industry, pioneered sciences, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and made America the greatest nation in the history of the world, and we are making it greater than ever before. That's what's happening right now. Proud and incredible citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country. We are returning power to you, the American people. That's what this is all about. With your help, your devotion, and your drive, we are going to keep on working. We are going to keep on fighting. and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. America is thriving like never before. And ladies and gentlemen of Louisiana, the best is yet to come. Together, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. It's already happening. We will make America proud again. That's happening. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much, Louisiana. Thank you.